Hi there. So in this video I'm going to show you how to back up your system and files. I cannot emphasize any more that how backup is important. Um, you have to back up every step of the way because you are not sure what could happen to your hard drive. Hard drive these days are pretty stable, but HDD still, those hard drive still rotate, and any mechanical part that rotate uh, has a tendency of breaking down. So hard drive do go bad, and unless you have set up your hard drive as a RAID, you need to back up. Well, backup is important anyway in any instance. So let's take a look. You have a different ways of backing up. In Windows 10, you can go to Control Panel and make sure that your view is by a small icon, and then click on Backup and Restore Windows 7. This is a Windows 7 feature, but they carried on into Windows 10. So I haven't set up the backup, so let's set up the backup, and takes about a few seconds. Right, here you go. It shows all the hard drive that attached, so it's looking for backup to save on which drive. So it's all automatically pick up the drive with the most space. So for example, let's say I wanted to back up on this drive because there's nothing on this drive right now. So click on next. Now you have two options: let window choose, which is recommended, or let me choose. So what happened in this case, window will save everything on the system, files, everything into one file. When you select this let me choose, you can select a specific file to include in the image that you wanted to back up. So I'll leave it at that, and I click on next, and now it will ask me to review, and I can save and run the backup. But I don't want to use window backup. I like another software. So let's take a look at that. Right, so we close this. It's, this is available. It's called EaseUS Todo Backup. Okay, so basically this one is a free application. You could purchase the premium one and pay I would say $15 to $25, and for one PC. I believe it's for one PC, and but you don't need that premium version. The basic free version, if you're using for your home, is pretty good. And it has partition backup, file backup, system backup, smart backup, and it can clone disk to be used on another system. So before we do any backup, you want to create emergency disk. Okay. Now, in case of a window backup, you have that here, create emergency backup, and it will ask you where you want to back up. And if you back up on a DV drive, you have to make sure you have a DV drive on your system. Otherwise, I believe it would not even show that if you don't have a DVD drive. If you have any USB drive, you can save the ISO file on a USB drive. So we are not using Windows, but here we want to create emergency disk, and here you have a choice. You can save it on USB. You can create ISO drive. Um, so uh, you could create an ISO drive on a flash drive too. But since there is a choice for USB, I would choose that. And if you have a DVD installed, you can save it on DVD. Now, I'm not going to do that. I already have the disk. After you proceed and you insert the disk, you take the disk out, you save it, and God forbid something happened to your system, you already have a backup into your external hard drive. And what would you do? You go into the BIOS and change the boot priority to your DVD, or in case if you are using a USB flash drive, to USB, and start the computer. So what will happen, you will have that DVD or USB inserted prior to starting your computer. Once you start the computer after the BIOS setup, um, it will look for that specific DVD or USB. And if it's going to find ISO file, it will boot. So once it boot, you will get the same menu, and you will just click here to browse to recover. And if you have that external hard drive attached to your computer, you'll be able to see that that image to restore it on your PC. And that's all to it. So let's talk about the different aspects of backup. Now, disk partition backup and system backup, they are similar. The difference between the two is in disk partition backup, you can pick up partition and additional hard drive partition in addition to your system files as a one image file, whereas system backup is just simply going to back up the entire image of your C drive. Okay, so I have, in addition to my C drive, I save my data on another drive. So I would choose this option. Now, what is file backup? File backup is like a specific file that you want to back up along with your image file. You may want to deselect certain files, and you maybe select only image file. So you choose this option. What is a smart backup? Smart backup is you select the image and the file, and when you select this, anytime there's a changes in the system or you add files, you could back up or incremental backup for those files. Okay, so these are the big differences. So either most of the time I have used this because now I'm using a different drive for my data, and I want to secure my data too. So I will click on this partition backup. Now this is my main hard drive. Okay, and this is, and I'm gonna pick up destination. That's not my destination, so let's see, I'll pick up my destination as this drive. No, sorry, not this drive. This drive. Okay. Right, it has nothing in there. So in addition to my system files, I want to select this also. So now it's telling me that I need 639 gigabyte space, and I'm using a hard drive which has 923, which I will explain. It's a 1 terabyte hard drive, and in another video I'll explain why we get to only 931 of 1 terabyte hard drive, which is a different matter. And for a lot of people, you don't have to know. It's just that you have to know that 1 terabyte will, in the Windows system will always show 931, whereas in Linux system it will show exactly 1 terabyte. All right. Anyway, so I'll click on this. Oh, I already did that. Sorry. Okay, I clicked on this, and then this is my H drive, and I'm gonna proceed. Okay. And now, as you could see, the backup is running and it's saying checking the partition found error on partition E and one partition without drive letter. Okay to create sector by sector backup or cancel the backup. I don't know what error, because I don't see any error in there. So I would click OK sector by sector. It will take a way long time, but I'll just do that. Okay, so now the backup is taking place. And I'm just gonna run this video up until the time, and then I'm gonna run I'm gonna continue with this video toward the end. So I'm just waiting to see how much time is gonna estimate, and that time is never correct. All right now it's showing 9 minute, 10 minute, 22 second. As you see, the time is keep increasing. I'm gonna wait a while until I get some accurate picture. Let's see. Sometime I have run this backup on my another computer, and it could run for hours. That's all right. You could just before going to bed, you could just do that in the morning. When you wake up, your backup will be ready. So now it is backing up, and I see, I think it's gonna be around an hour. As you see, it's keep going up. It's probably gonna be more than an hour. So I'll come back and I'll pause this video right now, and I'll come back to continue my video. So this backup is finished. When I came this morning, I noticed that it took 14 hours to finish this backup. So take a look. Okay, it finished at 10:02 a.m. this morning, and it started out at 8 p.m. last night. So it took 14 hours. The reason being that it did sector by sector, but even though it took a long time, this is still a best program for backup, so you have a minimal chance of any error when recovering files. So aside from EaseUS Todo Backup, you have two other third-party backup. One of them is this AOMEI backupper. Okay, and it's pretty good too. You could create a backup. It says you can clone it, you can restore, you can back up. So if you do a new backup, you will have choices: system backup, file backup, disk backup, one key recovery, file sync, partition backup. So take a look at any of these. You probably wouldn't just need system backup, and disk backup for cloning, system clone or disk clone. You probably would do disk clone in this case. So anyway, this is one third-party software. The other one is Macrum Reflect. It's also a free version. Um, there is a premium version also, but free version include a lot of stuff, including cloning. And I found, as for cloning hard drive, I found this to be the best and it's fastest than the others. Um, basically, when you clone this disk, um, it will ask you which disk, and you basically transfer the partition by dragging it and just click next. That's all to it. So now when you do image this disk, um, you basically, all these partitions are selected here. So you would select the destination. You would even burn it on a disk, and I believe if you do it on a DVD burner or Blu-ray burner, you would need multiple discs to to back up this hard drive. So now you just select the folder and the drive and click next, and that'll do it. So these are all the programs, but like I said before, backup is very important. You should do it at least 3 to 4 times a year. This way, if something happened to your hard drive and your file system, you can always go back to it. And when you do what I do 2 backups, and I always have 2 backup available in case one of the backup does not work properly. So I keep 2 extra hard drive in the system, where, like, in this case I have the previous backup is on I created on the system on November 10th of last year, and now I have it on this drive um, with this system right here yesterday. Okay, and actually finished today. So anyway, these are the backup choices you have, and you should back up periodically. Thank you very much for watching this video, and please like it and subscribe to my channel. Goodbye. Thank you.